Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Barnabas Rover. So today what we want to do is I want to see if we can add some complexity to the control of our movements. So up to this point, what we've done is we've programmed our robot so that if you press a button, it goes ahead and does something. And so we've done it where you just press the button and it goes to the wall. And we've played with the idea that it can go to the wall and also do a turn. So what if you wanted to do different behaviors at different stages? So what I mean by that is, what if you could press the button and then it could go to the wall? And then once it's at the wall, you can press the button again and then it would back up and turn. And then once it does that, you can press the button again and then it would do something else. So I want to give that a try because that will actually make our robot a little bit more flexible. Like we can program it to do different things at different stages of our challenge. So before we jump into the code, I want to go to our whiteboard and let's give ourselves a challenge here. Okay. So let's say our robot starts right here and we want it to go forward, okay, and we want to stop when it sees a wall. So we've done that before, so no problem. So we're going to call this move number 1. And then let's say once we hit the wall, we press the button again. So once we press the button again, we want it to go this way, and we're going to keep going until we see another object. So this would be number 2. All right. And then once we go here, let's say we press the button again, and then we're going to keep going until we put another object there, number 3. So if we do this correctly, the idea would be that if we put 3 objects, like a book or something, a book here, a book here, and a book here, once we start it, we can just press buttons and it should be able to navigate through this path that we made with the books without hitting the books, hopefully. Okay. And so just so we're clear, how many times would we push the button in order to get to right here? We would push it 1 time here, then it would go, and then we'd push it 1 time here, and we'd go to here, and then it would stop, and we'd push it 1 more time here, and then it would go to here to stop. Okay? And that's one thing I want to clarify too, is that whenever we get to the wall, we always want to stop, because it's going to be hard to press the button while it's moving, right? So we're going to go to the wall, it's going to stop, and then we press the button, then it's going to keep going to the next part, stop, press the button, go on to the next part, stop. So let's give that a shot, and let's see how it goes. All right, I'm going to pull up the code here. Okay, so this is the code from the last session. And so one of the challenges I had was that when we press the button, we wanted to move to the wall first. So we have a function that moves to the wall, and this is the speed of both wheels. And then I wait 1 second, I back up a little bit for 400 milliseconds, and this is my speed using the same speed. Then I stop and I just chill out for 1,000 milliseconds, and then I do the tank turn where I turn both wheels, or both wheels activate, so I can kind of spin in place. So I guess let's first see if that code works, and then I'll go ahead and modify it to do what we want to do. Okay, let me upload this. Great. All right, let me back up here and let's try this out. So that was pretty good. I have this this cable right here. It's kind of dragging, so that could be making it seem a little bit off. But let me try it one more time. Okay, not bad. Again, my cable is making the angles off, so I'm just gonna leave it as is. You know, actually, before I move on, I want to add something. So one thing that you might have noticed that when you're working on this, when you press the button here, it's easy for your finger to get in the way of a wire or get caught somewhere, and then that can cause your robot to just go crooked right away. So what I want to do is press the button and then give myself time to get my finger out of the way before it goes. So all you do here is before my move to wall, go ahead and add a delay 1000. So I have a full second. So once you hit the button, it waits a full second before it starts to move. So that should help. Let me just make sure that that works. There we go. Okay. Much better. Okay. Okay, so now I made sure that my code is working here. Let's see what we need to do. All right. So the difference now is that we are going to be pressing the button many times, and we want the robot to do different things at different times. So how are we going to do that? Well, the first thing is the way that we test for the button, we use this if thing. You could probably get it to work like what we want to do here, our goal with this if clause, but it's going to be easier if we do something else. So I'm going to show you what that something else is. So I'm going to comment this out. There's all this out actually. Okay. All right. And now we have, I guess we don't even really need this stuff. So let me just do this. Let's move this guy up here and comment that out too. So now I don't have anything in my loop function. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create another way to trigger motion when we press the button. Okay, and we're going to use something called a while loop. While digital read button pin equals high. Okay. So how are we supposed to read this thing? Well, a while loop is like this. A while loop is something that we use in code that keeps looping whenever, as long as this thing inside there is true. So this is called the conditional. The conditional says digital button pin equals high. And if you remember, high means the button is not pressed. Okay, so that means when the button is not pressed. So if you put that all together, it's saying while the button is not pressed, do this code inside here, in between these two braces. Now I don't have anything in here, so I'm just say do nothing. Okay. So what we're saying is if the button is not pressed, do nothing. Just keep looping right here forever until something changes. So if I write a comment to clarify, I can say loop here as long as the button is not pressed. Okay? Great. And then what happens is if you press the button, it's going to jump out of the loop because this is not going to be true anymore. So if you press the button, then digital read button pin becomes low. It's not going to be high anymore. And then the while loop says, I need to jump out of it. And then it's going to go here. So code jumps here once you press the button. Okay? So now we just put the code that we want to run when we press the button. So let me go down here. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to move to the wall. Move to the wall. So, and I'm going to put my delay in there because I like that. Have it wait 1 second before it actually starts to move. Okay, and then I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay, so right now it's just gonna do nothing when I first upload it, and then when I press the button, it's just gonna move to the wall. And then what happens after that? After it finishes moving the wall, because this is in the loop function, it's gonna jump back to here, right? And then it's gonna be saying, I'm gonna just do nothing now, again, until you press the button again. So if we do it this way, every time we press the button, it's going to move to the wall and then wait for another button press again, and then move to the wall, wait for another button press again, and just do that forever. So let's first make sure that works, and then we'll add next moves to that. Okay. All right, let's make sure we can move to the wall. Cool. And then see, it just it stops, and then I can press it again. And it will keep doing the same thing. Cool. So it's doing what I wanted to do. Now let's go back to our challenge here. So the first button press, we go to the wall. Now the second time we press the button, we want to turn left and then go to the wall. So what we need to do is take another one of these, put it here. So what's going to do now is the first time you press the button, it's going to do these two things. And then once we finish that, it's going to wait here, okay, for you to press the button again. And then we're going to say do step 2. And what is step 2? Step 2 is we want to turn left and then move to the wall, right? Over here. So let's go back. Turn left and go to wall. All right, turn left. Do I have a turn left here? I do have turn left. Great. I'm going to turn left. Turn left. And then move to wall. 120, 120 for my speed. I think turn left, I don't have speed, I don't think. Let me check. Yeah, I don't set the speed for turn left. Okay. That's it. And then let's put my delay 1002 to give me time to move my finger out of the way. All right. So now on my second click, on my second press of the button, it should turn left instead of just going straight. let us try. Okay. So first press. Okay. Then the second press. So I'm going to just move it over because my camera can't see that far. I'm going to put this like over here and see what happens. So if I press it again, it should turn left this time. Let's see. Cool. It turned left and then it stopped, maybe because this was too close already. So let me start over again. So now it started over again because if we look at our code, it went after this part, it's going to jump back to here and it's going to be back to step 1 because it jumped back to the beginning. So that should go forward again. Okay, let me try. Okay, step 1. Okay, you know what? Let's get this cable straightened out here so it's not so crooked. Okay, step 1. Oh, that was step 2 because I forgot that my second button's going to do something else. Okay, now starting over. Step 1. Okay, cool. Now step 2. Again, I'm going to move it over. And I'm going to put my box over there. Step 2, ready? All right. So that works. Step 2 works. And then let's go to our code. Step 3 is I want it to turn right and then move to the next wall. Okay. So after step 2, I'm going to copy one of these loop things again, right? And I'm going to say, after I do that, do step 3, which is turn right and go to wall. Right, move to wall. There, that's it. All right, so let's try this out. Okay, and then I'll look at this here. All right, step 1, just go straight and stop. Okay, that was good. And then step 2 is turn left and then stop at the wall. I'm gonna move it over. Okay, that was right. And then I'm gonna move it like this. And then step 3 should be turn right and then go to the wall. I'm putting the box out here. Okay, I should turn right now. Pressing the button right now. Okay, it worked. There was again, apologize, my cable got caught, so it kind of went off to the side, but it turned right and went forward. So let me just double check again. Forward. Cool. Then turn left. Okay, and then now this time it's going to turn right and go straight and then stop. Okay, so it's kind of harder to see what's going on with my robot because I'm trying to mimic all the moves without seeing it all on the floor where you can see all the moves actually without lifting the car and that kind of thing. And when you do it, you probably won't have a cable attached to it so you can actually see it navigate through. So now that I kind of showed you how to do that, let's go with our challenges. So what I would like is you follow through and just do what I did, which is make this path 1, 2, 3, and then let's see if you can do something like this. and come back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 different moves. Okay? And now, instead of using math to figure out, okay, how far do I need to move in order to start at one place and end up at the same place, because we want to end up on this spot. Instead of using math to figure out the delays on how far and how far you need to move how long you need to move the motors in order to move that distance, we're going to be using objects. So the idea is that maybe you put an object here, right? A book, a trash can, a backpack even might be able to work. So you have one object here, one object here, one object here, and then you would need another one here, another one here, and then yeah, you need one right here too. Okay. Now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so you have 6 objects, and using those 6 objects, and then clicking the robot 6 different times, you should be able to get your robot to navigate just like this. Okay, so give that a shot. If you don't get to 6 different objects, even if you get to 1, 2, 3, the first 3, that's pretty good too. That's totally fine. If you want to go more objects and try to do some more interesting paths, that's fine too. Oh, and sorry, I realized I just looked at my camera up there, and you can't see. Here you go. You can't see the total map. Okay, so now you can see on the screen the map with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Now, if you wanted to go next level and really challenge yourself, you could think about, what would I do to do something like this? What if you wanted your robot car to move in something like that, that's kind of like a starfish or like a star, where would I put the objects, and how would I tweak my turns? So that's like, a bonus challenge to play with if you happen to get through this first challenge here. All right, that's all I have for you now. Have fun, and I look forward to seeing how it goes. Talk to you later.